Hey guys, today we're explaining levels 66 through 70. And yeah, so we get to explain level 69 in this video, but it's just people don't know crazy about that. But that is no joke level. That is a serious level. So don't even go saying comments about 69 or anything like that. So 66 is a undetermined level. Has psychological hazards, altering environments, and undetermined entities. So level 66 is the 67th level of the Backrooms. The level appears to be simple, a large walkthrough aquarium with constantly altering and psychologically straining environments. So the description level 66 is originally an infinite version of the walk-through aquarium with walls lined with exhibits and twisting tunnels connecting different rooms. It is primarily a dark, humid environment with rubbery textile floors, artificial rock formations, and plants to make up most of the walls, creating a tropical aesthetic. And here are the photos, almost 66. And there is a lot. And there are bases, so if you're wondering. Oh, so there are two shows. To bring my source again, take a head count every few minutes if traveling in a group. What the? Avoid becoming separated from your group. Check members of your group for unusual behaviors. What? Keeping a firm grasp on reality, exit the level as fast as possible. Enter the level alone. Touch or try to drink the water. Investigate the screaming or cries for help. They are not real. Turn around. There's nothing behind you. It is not real. It's not. Close your eyes, okay? That's so weird. Alright, let's go. The tiles of 66 are made of mostly of tempered glass and are the brightest parts of the level. Apart from this anomaly, level 66 is usually pitch black with light only stemming from a dimly glowing exit signs scattered through the level or from the water. In the aquariums, it is still not known where this level comes from. Aquariums on this level are completely devoid of marine life, but they do contain a small amount of marine-themed decor. So, the water present possesses an overpowering smell of salt. So, okay, that won't affect me. But apparent throughout the level is by no means consumable. It's a lot of salt in water. So, creating the skin to the touch. Level 66 is definitely quiet. The only audible sound natural to this level is the flowing and dripping of the water within the exhibits. Due to the environment's tendency. What the fuck are those eyes? Oh god, I mean, if I thought the level D eyes were horrible. Oh, just look at that. Last photo taken by a wander on the level before their disappearance. Oh. What in the Freddy Faz? Due to the environment's tendency to warp and alter level 66, has major psychological effects on wanderers to interact. One report stated that a wanderer walked to a dead end, but once they turned around, the fact from which they came from was different from before. Continuous exploration of this level causes distress, as wanderers begin to feel perpetually lost and unable to exit. Further exposure to this level may lead wanderers to have decreased cognitive function and unusual behavior. Some instances have been recorded in which wanderers refuse to exit the level. Oh, no, just don't do. Okay, then don't do that then. Most wanderers who have reported an irrepressible sensation of being launched when exploring level 66, I'm saying, stating that the sensation is constant throughout the level, but also comes from inside the tanks. Wanderers in this level commonly report hearing footsteps behind them, sand being kicked up inside the aquarium, in sights of figures that do not fit the description of any previously documented entities. Furthermore, these figures have been reported to disappear without trace When the wanderers gave a second look or attempted to investigate, due to lack of evidence to back these claims apart from the witnesses' claims, these incidents have been audio-visual hallucinations. Anxiety, sweating, increased heart rate, unnecessary cautiousness, and mistrust between groups are also common symptoms of the sensation. Prolonged exposure to this level may cause these feelings to degrade to more severe grade in cases in which the affected individual may experience immense paranoia, irrational behavior, and audiovisual hallucinations. This almost always results in them self-isolating from groups, often bringing about when the environment's constant alterations cause them to lose their way. And there's no new basis. Entries and exits. Wanderers can enter level 6 by walking through an emergency exit labeled door, looking through a damp patch, or falling through the certain puddles on arbitrary levels. What is arbitrary? However, there is no guaranteed chance of successful entry. As exits. Wanderers may exit level only through the emergency exits. However, the chances of a viable exit appearing are random, and random wanderers find that some emergency exits can maybe bricked up or locked. Alright. Level 67 now. Ooh, looks good. This article is outdated. Alright. So, level 67, what the fuck is that? Desire, okay. It's a class 2 difficulty. It's unsafe, but it is secure and has low entry. Level 67 is 68th level of the Backrooms. It was found when a wanderer found the smell of baked bread in level 11 and managed to end up in this level. Level 67 takes the form of bakery from the 1980s. Unlike most levels, which are commonly infinite, this level is the size of an average bakery at around 2,300 square feet, so pretty cool. The interior of this will change color according to the explorer's favorite color, as well as reduce items within the bakery that will appeal to one's interest, i.e. favored plants, any item that will play one's favorite music, and or aroma diffuser, which will disperse placing scents into the air, etc. Few Columbia mask and kitchen mask. It was fine of bolting on the walls of the bakery, but as long as one doesn't get too close, they should fare just fine. Okay, just don't go near them then. I'm not checking out those though. But because there are no items within that shouldn't show the name of the bakery, follow runners who have gone there have nicknamed the level. Also known as the Bakery of Desire. Okay, that's what it means. There are 3 areas within the level at which events will occur. The waiting line. The waiting line is said in the name as area in which customers will wait their turn. Although a few enter the waiting line are also wanderers. Bases with the level 11 fact frequently make up the rest of the waiting line. The frequency of the number of seats within the waiting line is short. However, the amount of time it takes to advance to the front is very lengthy. At this moment, one will feel the need to cut, push, or complain to whoever is in front of them. If this explorer happens to be in front of a fellow wanderer, nothing will happen unless the folk chooses to do something in retaliation. They should attempt the same with facing. Yet, should they attempt the same with facing, they will revert to their default state and assault the wanderer. They may physically assault and not the other kind. So, yeah, don't go in the comments saying "Ayo" or something like that. Because an outrage would further lead to a more catch-up shed, so it's highly recommended to keep patience until one is made it to the counter. Counter is met once one has made their way to the front of the waiting line. Here, a faceless bakery clerk will go on to take your order. Owner may walk alongside the strip of baked goods near the counter and point out anything they wish to take, which the clerk will receive. Know that the clerk will almost always recommend the ones take a pastry that conveniently is favorite to them. You can't avoid taking one failure that you make haste, however, will cause the other faces around them to go unravel, which may lead to violence. This can easily be avoided if one was prepared to choose what is desired. before going to the line. And note that he shouldn't affect the desire to indulge on those favorites may lead to fellow Warner's level to act radically and make attempts to simply retrieve those pastries without waiting. It's best not to fear that they will promptly be disposed of, subsequent to the event. So they're oofs. Once the floor has made their choice, they're to join to the clerk back to the register to pay. But it's not constant. Usually paying with a bottle of lemon water is more than enough for whatever you want. At this point, one may choose to leave the level or head to the eating area. Eating areas just as one expects to be the eating areas which a wanderer goes after ordering. Note that it may also be accessed once you have gotten something on the counter. Faceless may also enter here, but not harm and explore lest they revoke themselves. Otherwise, this area is considered perfectly safe to venture and large enough for a small outpost to form. However, despite such safety, there's one thing that could lead to harm: the pastries. The pastries. Similar to that at level 26, each pastry level has a different certain effect upon who consumes it. However, unlike said level, the effects will vary between each wanderer, and one must be conscious that they had the misfortune of not leaving before getting in line. It's highly recommended actually education on the set effects. Favorite pastries. Pastries that are deemed the most desirable to wanderers will be the most deadly desserts. One closer than a foot away from pastry, an irresistible urge to consume that dessert will come over. Explore. Be alert. It is crucial to deny this impulse, as once it is injected, some effects will occur as follows. First was inflammation of the throat, gastritis, 10 minutes, 12 minutes, extreme euphoria, I don't know how to spell that, 20 minutes, and so on. This means an eventual cardiac arrest. I don't know what those are. Note that upon oof, one of the walkers will come out the corner and drag the into the back room. Inspections have shown that the clerk and the body will immediately vanish upon entrance, although where to is unknown. Neutral pastries, to an option. Neutral pastries are desserts in which the wanderer has no opinion for, because the sort does not like nor dislike them. They will feel that no urge to eat it, nor will there be positive or negative effects upon consumption. As not such, it's considered the safest to eat when the goal of the consumption is simply for finishing hunger. However, because of the intensified sense of desire caused by the action of level alone, such pastries will be very rare. Least favorite hated pastries have been evidently either are also one of the safer options. Nevertheless, it should be noted that the effects caused by the pastries will lead to wanderers believing that the smell, look, and taste of the dessert is far worse than it seems. Some have reported to have the smell and the taste of rotten. Don't look into that. I mean, this level might have taken pages from level fun. It will take a strong sense of will to overcome these spots to eat the pantry. As such, consumption will lead to the transfer to other safer levels, as well as few medical effects. 5 minutes, 1 minute, transport to level 11, level 31, level 7, or level 98, which is pretty far into the backrooms. 5 minutes, moderate, 10 minutes, projectile. Alright, let's just not read that. Rest of that. Alright, let's not just read that, alright? It's important to remember that although the medical effects are painful, most explorers are recover fully within 2 to 3 days. But because the transportation advantage never fails to trigger, wanderers should keep a few in case of emergency. That being said, one must realize that after consumption of certain pastry that a type that will no longer be deemed as hated or disliked as it will now be deemed desirable, therefore losing its effect and moving it to a different pastry. Be sure to keep a wide variety of passes. Despite allergy to green pastries, whereas it is easy to mistake these pastries for the least favorite hated pastries, any attempts to consume these types will only lead to worse cases of stomach flu, food poisoning, vomiting to the point of why is it so weird? Extreme. Stop making it weird! And worst case scenario, oof. Consumption will not lead to different levels, nor will it finish hunger or health. It is crucial to be informed of one's medical conditions and examine each dessert before eating one. And there are some bases. And entrances by entrances and exits. Following the descent of the baked bread in level 11 will eventually lead to the entrance of level 67. Occasionally, one may find the entrance to by when walking around level 122, taking a food item from outside of level 226 and consuming it after dipping into one of the pasta dishes will lead one directly to inside the bakery. Why do we go that many levels back in the Backrooms? Consuming one of the least favorite hated pastries will may lead to level 11, 31, 57, 98. Directly leaving the store will either lead back to level 11 or to 122. Well, when asking Joey for an exit, she will lead one to a back room, which will send them off to level 98. Alright. Finding a book titled Origins on the table, walking out an entrance if it will lead to the outside of level 3, which is pretty interesting. Sure. Okay, the picture's not exist yet. Alright. Alright, let's go to 68 now. It's pretty short levels. Not gonna lie. That's how this has been written. So, Theater Eater. So, this is a little weird level. So, by the name, you can kind of tell what this level might try to do to you. But the class 3 difficulty. So, unsafe, unsecure, has low into the count. So, level 68, it's a 69th level within the Backrooms. It is the appearance of a massive movie theater with architecture similar to that used in the northeastern United States. Objects within level 68 feel organic and natural in nature, and fungal growths are common throughout. So we keep that organic part of the objects feeling like that in mind. So let's just say it physically resembles that of a massive movie theater complex with long stretching corridors lined within doors. Actually, it might be a different level. I'm not sure. These rooms have rows of chairs, varying number and signs. However, they are color red and mucus and look like substance, including the surface. Despite these abnormalities and overall distasteful characteristics, humans will often be inclined to seek themselves. Okay, this is the exact level I was thinking about. In the eater's chair, which is usually described as abnormally comfortable. So yeah, this is gonna get a little weird. So once all the individuals are present within the room are seated, the chairs will receive a chemical enzyme which will activate the and solidify human and fabrics, often resulting in a visual becoming fused to the chair, making it impossible for one to remove themselves from it. Though, due to the effects these chairs have on the human mind, this often goes unnoticed. Once this process is complete, a film will begin to play on the screen on the film in the room. These videos are unique to each specific room and do not correlate with any existing films outside of the Backrooms. Outside of the Backrooms. These movies are often graphic in nature. Most people viewing it do not respond in ways that would normally be expected in such situations, because of repulsion or disgust, possibly meaning that these videos might have a hypnotic effect. Once the movie ends, those who are watching it will begin to seize violently before moving due to shock. Falling into the body will be broken, absorbed into their chair, and siphoned into other parts of level 68, possibly for survival. Taking this into account, it is not recommended as those in level 68 enter these rooms. So, yeah, that's pretty disgusting. And there's no human bases. Alright, so let's say can be entered by finding a theater in level 11. So, don't do that. And exits, no coming into the movie screen will take you to level 94, and some of the doors in the corridor parts of the level has red doors. There's more of those other doors in level 117. Going for one of these doors will take you to level 74 instead of 117. So, but now let's go to level 69. People are going to go crazy with this one in the comments probably if they see it. Alright, so level 69 is the Road Trip of Affliction. It's a class undetermined. It has mysterious properties, unknown information, and has undocumented entities. Any joking around on this level's number being the number 69 will not be tolerated. This information is much too important for radios to be acting like 12-year-olds. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Let's just highlight that, guys. Like, I swear to God, if you do this, like, swear to God, guys, if you do that, if you do opposite of what this guy, whoever wrote this, tells you to, then, why? Like, please, they're not like, no, you're not 12-year-old if you say that. You're a 6-year-old if you joke about the number being 69. It's not about, you're not 12 if you say that, but you are 6 at the most, and at least you're like a year old. Level 69 is 70th level of Backrooms. A deserted infinite highway shrouded in a thick fog and pitch darkness. Anyone that finds their way to the level must stay in the car. They begin in or boof. Description levels. This level is an infinite highway, tall, weathered concrete wall at its side. It appears to have been long abandoned. The highway is completely devoid of vehicles or any sign of deflation. For the fact that it's a highway, your vision will be very limited because of the strange fog mist that will surround you. Except for special circumstances, the only light you will cover will be the light you reduce yourself. Also, there's no basis. Anyways, starting out and navigating the level. So the beginning of level 69 is always the same for everyone. When you wake up inside the vehicle, you will pass out on level 3. 3? You hear from level 3? See your specific instructions for how you can get to that point. For the rare occurrences of getting to level 69, where you did not get into a car, you will wake up in a random one. Your car will be positioned randomly on the highway and can even be flipped on its side or upside down sometimes. Do not exit your vehicle. Your car's safest place you can possibly be in level 69. It actually is probably the only safe place in the level. Cars are the only place you will be free from entities and fog. Leaving it is risky and dangerous. If you must get out of the car, stay as near to it as possible. So yeah. The fog and majority of the entities in level 69 seem to avoid cars at all costs. Common belief is that the entities in level 69 fear vehicles. As these behaviors near vehicles may be researched in future various purposes that will not be disclosed. Access granted. Do not release the same information public without efforts, or you will be punished severely. Oh, okay. Well, you can't do that if I'm in real life, Buster. That's not how you say it. I mean, Buster. So, yeah. Let's read it. Edit. A major discovery has been made. A well-hidden compartment containing a strange device has been found at the bottom center of all vehicles in level 69. The device has a thick, triangular shape and is probably similar to a sharp shutter glass. It has been decided that this device will be referred to as fragment of this Spinitia. I don't know how to spell that. And will be recorded as Object 69 in documentation. Alright. If you say this, if you joke around the number of the object being at 69, then yeah, you're definitely a year old. And only single year olds, and not any older. So yeah. This name was chosen because of the glass-like properties, and from a tiny label inscribed on the side it was found in. The device seems to cause the vehicle its attached to repel entities and fog. Removing the device from its slot causes the effects that deactivate. Removing it is not recommended unless it's done in a secure area. Fog and entities will immediately close in on you. The device is currently useless if it's not in level 69, but experiments are being conducted to make it useful in other levels, so pretty cool. Your car will hopefully be in a satisfactory condition when you first reawaken. However, the car's air conditioner center console, windows, lights, etc. might be broken or not function properly. It all depends on luck. God help you if you become stranded because an essential part of your car is damaged from the start. Oh, fuck. That's okay, that'll be bad. The driving your vehicle should not be default. The controls will be very familiar as they are almost the exact same as cars in the front rooms. But what if you're a child? Do not worry about the fuel. The cars themselves do not require any. In fact, there does not seem to be a fuel tank in any of them. The rest of the car's inner workings are abstract and dangerous. And abstract inner functions are in the process of being figured out. Oddly enough, driving at high speeds is not very dangerous. Encounters with solid objects and trees or other people's cars are so rare that you will not need it to worry about crashing much. This drive at top speeds for hours, days, or weeks, or even longer, and not pass a single object or ground-based entity. Unfortunately, if you do end up crashing, it will be most likely result in oof. You will either have to drive carefully and waste a lot of time, or travel dangerously but quickly. Supplies are scarce, and you will want to find an exit as soon as possible, or risk starvation, etc. But driving is risky. So entities. They're pretty. The beings from above are pretty scary if you think about it. But although extremely rarely, one might encounter a Smiler or Ratch in level 69. Both are much more hostile than normal. Smilers is because they find prey so rarely in level 69. For Ratches, they almost reach a new level of danger because of being unable to see anything from darkness. The fight for such long periods of time, do not park your car for too long, or one of them might find you and break into your car. There's a chance you will crash into one of them since you cannot see them. The thick fog is actually the most dangerous part of the remaining 69. So, okay. The beings from above. Entities are the most mysterious and dangerous entities that inhabit level 69 by far. They are the main reason you should not leave your car. Descriptions of them say that your appendages look like similar to spiders and crab legs. They're not visible normally, but when a person exits the car, many will swiftly and silently descend from the darkness below. If the targeted person does not return to their car or get to a safe place soon enough, they will be captured by an entity. They'll be grabbed, or the body will sometimes be obscured by the entity. Then will be lifted into the void above. The fate of the people that have been taken is unknown. It is almost impossible to escape once one of these entities have gotten hold of you. They are extremely strong, and few people that have tried to be captured by this entity have described it as cold, slick, and completely solid. All attempts at killing one of these beings from above have failed. They seem resistant to all attacks. Even gunshots with illusions. Also, so fire cells are not useful. Sorry, all that people who say, just use fire cell. There have been no accounts of any of them being dead. Very little information is known about them except for their appearance and attack methods. Never was interesting with this one. Alright, the Whispers. And then we're going on to interesting exits. Although not confirmed as an actual entity, something commonly heard of there are the Whispers. These are intrusive, negative thoughts that try to wear down a person's mental state. These are thoughts having referred to not being one's own. They say messages play in the minds of everyone in the area at the exact same time. Recorded experiences of the Whispers have shown a similarity to mockers. Sometimes a thought coming from the Whispers or the exact same phrases that mockers have been known to say. So are mockers the same thing as the Whispers? I don't know. Any illustration between Whispers and mockers are not confirmed. Interests and exits. Interests. The most common interests level 69 are in level 3. Very rarely, a person can find an unmarked door which leads to a small octagonal, not sure if I'm saying that right, room. The rooms will be empty except for a single oddly placed car. Where these cars come from and how they are able to be put in the room is unknown. It would be possible to fit the car through the door, and there are no other entrances to the room. The car's models will vary, but none of the cars have been discovered in the rooms are of any recognizable brand or model. When a person enters one of the cars, they will become dizzy and lose consciousness within minutes, as long as they stay inside the car. Exactly 7 seconds after everyone in the car loses consciousness, both the car and anyone inside will disappear from level 3 without a trace. When they wake up, they will be in level 69. in the car, and they ran and with whoever was in the car, so you can have your own buddy. So yeah. The other confirmed entrance occurs in level 6, 8, 23, and 33. In the level extreme corrosion state at least 500 miles in. So yeah. Entering this way is usually accidental. There are no known causes of its occurrence. A person will simply fall through the floor as if they were not there and disappear, instantly losing consciousness. Once again, they will wake up in level 69 in their own car. There have been 6 reports of people vanishing to level 69 immediately after drinking almond water. These reports are currently being investigated, so I think we've been betrayed by almond water, guys. The most common access can be found easily if you drive long enough. Although it usually takes a large amount of time of traveling to find one of these exits, they are easy to find as long as you have paying attention at all times. These exits will simply be at an out-of-place tunnel perpendicular to the highway. These are very easy to spot unless you drive too close to this on the highway or not focusing on your surroundings. Though enough. Once you enter these, you must drive for the tunnel for approximately 17 hours. The tunnel is a one-lane road and is completely safe. You will notice that fog will suddenly disappear and the lights on the tunnel's roof will turn on. When you reach the 17-hour mark, either car will break down until it no longer works. If taking a drive after it stops working for long too long will cause the car to catch fire and possibly explode. You will have to walk the rest of the way out of the tunnel. The tunnel leads to level 11. Do not try to walk back into the tunnel once you leave it. The ones that have tried to have never returning. So yeah, don't do that. The tunnel usually disappears after you exit it, and once it is no longer in sight. Another exit is simply no clue for the one of the concrete walls on the highway side. This is easy to do and wastes a lot of time to search for the right places. If you do succeed, you will appear in level 222 with your car parked in a parking space. Again, your car will no longer work at that point. There have been rumors that someone has located through one of the walls on not in a car and ended up in a level 4, but it's only a rumor for now. The final, although unconfirmed exit, is that you lose consciousness after being punctured by being from above and then wake up back in level 0, so that's a pretty waste of your time. Most of the people have claimed that exited this way, although all of them were distorted and had no proof, so. I mean, how did I have proof of that anyways, bro? What do you... Anyways, next is level 70, and that's the last level of the video, so yeah. Ooh! Cool! Yeah! We gotta go to a 15-hour mark! 15-minute mark! Yeah! I truly love long levels! Wow! Wow! So amazing! Wow! Wow! Alright. Woo! Level 70 is gonna be a doozy, guys. Alright, mark the win. This one's way longer than level 69, and this is gonna be so long. And this is gonna be pretty long. This actually might be the longest video Backrooms yet, because of this one level. So, yeah. Level 70, Fraud Town is unsafe, unsecure, and has a medium instant count. Level 70, more commonly known as the Fraud Town, is a snowy planetoid object that stands for roughly 49,520 square kilometers, entirely covered by modern North American city, similar to that of Toronto or Winnipeg. Although it is known for its harsh environment, certain parts have become home for some. There's so many photos. Oh my god. Yeah, so many photos. Solar 70 is no more known as mostly known for its temperature. We might skip some of the parts in this just because of how long it is, which usually ranges around negative 15 degrees Celsius. and as cold as -52 degrees Celsius have been documented on rare occasions. With this weather comes snow, which can often reach up to entire meters in length. As mentioned prior, this level is a planetoid object. Said object orbits a star referred to as Kellar, that's such a stupid name, which is identical to that of the front-room sun. On top of this, level 70 as a moon referred to as Frigus, which is actually a way better name. Collar, like what is a collar? Which has almost that same as the one from the front rooms. So the only difference being that its ability to change color anomalously. These are believed to be the only celestial bodies on this level. Because of Frigus, level 70 has a normal day-night cycle, though the addition of the night doesn't change much. Some parts of the level just have a slight increase of entities during this time, although 4 is the planet's official name. Article referred to as celestial object as whole as the 70p, which is the name given to it by those who live in the level. So, well, my headphones. So my mic get back on. God, it takes so long to put a blanket back on. Sure, Boston level exists, referred to as habitable pockets. These are safe areas created by the level, but instead locations within the level where a sustainable population of humans, intelligent, docile entities, mainly facelings. And what is an architect? What the fuck is an architect? Okay. Weird. Have managed to survive. Over time, these habitable pockets have united to become their own civilizations with a new culture and government. Despite this, habitable pockets are often far apart and are only kept together via trade routes. Because of this, the point one enters level 70 might be a considerable distance away from any habitable pockets. Although the majority of the level consists of buildings, one may find a city. When finding a city, level 70 also has a good number of suburbs sprinkled throughout. These suburbs are considered much safer than the downtown areas, while the whole is still a prominent threat, and these areas still have a somewhat large number of entities. Primarily within the houses, thankfully these houses are warm and contain plenty of food. It is recommended to settle within these buildings if one is not near one of these habitable pockets. As long as you know what you're doing. Instructions on how to settle in these buildings are provided later in the article. Igloos can also be found in the arms of these suburbs, which offer a warm, albeit risky place to sleep. Okay, so don't go there. Masters of the system of heights that carry almond water stretches throughout the level, taking the almond water to fountains in offices and sanctioned homes. What's odd about this is that all the bodies in water level consist of normal water, therefore there's no known. All bodies of water level consist of normal water, therefore there's no known source of almond water pipes could take from. So it's pretty weird. This has led to the theory that some of these pipes connect to a different part of the level that we cannot or have yet to access, or a different level entirely. Previous events have caused these pipes to typically run out of almond water. If enough is taken, meaning that if almond water the pipes are most likely finite due to the threat of causing a wide shutdown of the pipes. The government to only take almond water from taps and fountains if necessary. So I'm taking all the almond water in this level. It's gonna be mine, so you guys are gonna have to deal with it. Another valuable and limited resource found in level 70 is food. From the process of the aforementioned suburbs to the restaurants and stores that litter forward down, it is first appears found food in this level is infinite and with an infinable amount of it. Although food in this level does restock itself like most levels, it takes an entire decade to do so. Because of this essential for destroying the amount of food you take, people living in the level have a holiday called the Gift of Food Festival to celebrate the coming of food and the start of a new decade. Is this? Cars! Wordle level 70 streets, although they rarely function. The cars that does function often moves on their own, its own, and it's considered sentient. However, these cars are ironically terrible at driving and tend to crash into buildings. The movement of cars is considered too random to be intentional attempts at killing a nearby wanderer. Despite this, it is believed that at least 2 people fall victim to the sentient car each day. If you spot one, is heavily devices immediately run to the nearest building with sturdy walls. Although these cars are believed to have any form of life cycle, you're known to die by unpredictably exploding, leaving small scraps of metal in their place. Members of habitable pockets will often scavenge for these scraps and take them back to their respective habitable pockets, where they will make the scraps into all sorts of different objects, mainly weapons and walls. A large river around the Burns River flows for the level carry front room's water. This river is named after the late wanderer Alexandra X.K. Burns, one of the first wanderers to explore the level back in 1967. Sadly, during the 2 times the river isn't frozen, the water is heavily contaminated and a hotspot for drowners. So they try to. I'm pretty sure this isn't that just drowning or something. I don't know. Instead of connecting an ocean to like most rivers do, the river as it connects it to itself, forming a large ring around 70 feet with fault water that infinitely goes in circles. It was through the Burns River that for our time was discovered to be a planet. How? Connected to some parts of the Burns River are small patches of forest that bigger of the which being the ice shed. These forests, although a pretty sight, have a higher population of entities than the rest of the level and are to be avoided. We are going to be skipping apartments. We will be skipping apartments and suburban houses and others. So yeah, we're going into entities now. So this explanation will take too long if we did all that. So there's spiders, there's death moths, there's hounds, there's facelings, there's skin sealers, there's donks, there's nuggets, how do you spell that? Crawlers, deaf rats, scrambles, architects, drowners. Okay, there's a bunch of bases, and yeah. The cars first, okay, yeah. And yeah, I know we skipped a lot of stuff, but I don't want to read. I want this to be pretty short. I don't want this to be too long of a video, but yeah. It's just an accident. So finding a light door in level 2, 3, 31, 208, 729, and rarely 9. Why do you go back 700 fucking levels? And also like 200 levels, bro. With the number 70 engraved on it, will take you to a building within level 70. Sometimes these doors can be found engraved within the trees of level 39 and 234. Why do you go back 200 levels again? 200 paintings depicting a snowy landscape in all places within level 43, 852, 979. Why do you go back this much levels? We'll start for you here. No cave through the walls of the server rooms. 120 will bring you here. 70p might sometimes appear in the skies of level 149 or 170. as if some form of moon, looking at it for a random period of time will prepare for huge levels. Why do you go back that? Why do you go back this many levels? Why do you go back 100 levels, bro? All white door entrances to this level surface exits. And most commonly, of the exiting level for some doors within buildings have a chance of leading to 0, 13, 37, 120, and level 427. So that's a pretty good way to speedrun the back rooms. Extremely rare rooms can be found within the offices where the floor will be made of brass. Sleeping in these rooms will cause you to wake up in the 359. Pretty good way to speedrun. And then finding a point only door in the office spaces will lead you 2.1. So hopefully a normal basement. Looking into a trees will take you to Woodlands exhibit of level 450. Metal doors will sometimes lead to level 571. Doors to restaurants can really lead to 859. Though these work, the levels isn't. It's winter season. Alright. We will explain for the basement soon. Also, that is outdated, but oh my god, it's so short. But bye. Okay. Why is this video so short? Like, oh, okay, never mind. Bye.